In this session, we will start the discussion of the series of an arithmetic progression. When we are discussing about the sequences and series, we have discussed about the obtaining and series. Actually, the series is the summation or the partial sum of a sequence or the terms of a sequence. Therefore, using that concept, we can obtain the series for an arithmetic progression as well. It is because in the previous session, we have discussed about how we are getting the general term of arithmetic progression, and we have discussed about what is an arithmetic progression. Therefore, now we will go to have the summation of the arithmetic progression. It is quite as if we are having the series of an arithmetic progression, how we are obtaining the summation of such series. Therefore, what we have learned as the arithmetic progression in the last session, we have noted that the first term, if it is given as a, and if you are having the common difference as d, then we had the second term as a plus d. Then the preceding terms are a plus 2d, a plus 3d. Likewise, we had the terms, and then the nth term was obtained as a plus n minus 1 times d. This is what we have obtained for the as the arithmetic progression, and based on the terms of the arithmetic progression or the sequence, we can obtain the series by taking the summation of these terms. Therefore, if you define the series as Sn, then if here this S is for the series and n is supposed to be the number of terms in the series, then we can have the series of the arithmetic progression as a, then plus a plus d, then added to the third term it is 2d, then added a plus 3d. Likewise, we can add it up to a plus n minus 1 times d. Therefore, this is what we are defining as the series of an arithmetic progression. Simply, we can take the summation of the terms of a sequence. There, the summation of the sequence actually defined as the series of the arithmetic progression. Therefore, now what we are going to do is, if we are having the series in this way, how we can get the total or the summation of the values of this series. Then what we have defined is, here we can see that the series of the arithmetic progression, it is a plus d, it is our second term, then a plus 2d is the our third term. Likewise, we had the last term or the nth term having a plus n minus 1 times d. Now, which I'm going to do is I need to obtain an answer for Sn. Therefore, what I'm going to do is I am writing the same series in the reverse order. Therefore, last term comes first. Then, therefore, the nth term will be now become the first term of the series. Once we have write it in the reverse way, then a plus n minus 1 times d, then a plus n minus 2 times d, a plus n minus 3 times d. Likewise, we will get the last term of this series as the first term of the initial series, since we have written it in the reverse way. Then we have to add the first and the second series we are having. If you add the terms, then we can see that here we will get the value a plus a, which is 2 times a. If you are adding the first term with the first term which is having here, then we will get this as a plus a, it is 2 times a, then plus n minus 1 times d. This is the first term we are getting as the summation of these two terms. Then we are adding the second terms we are having for the two series. Here we are having a plus d in the first series. In the second series, we are having a plus n minus 2 times d. Therefore, altogether, if you perform this calculation, here also we are getting a plus a, 2a, then d plus n minus 2 times d. Again, we will get this as n minus 1 times d. If you do the calculation, you can find out, you will get the answer as 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Therefore, the summation of the next two terms gives us the value as 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Then summation of the third terms of the two series we are having. Here we are having, if I write it here, we are having a plus 2d in the first series, the third term, and it is added to the third term of the second series. It is a plus n minus 3 times d. Then if you do the calculation here, a plus a, you will get 2a. Then 2d plus n minus 3 times d, you will again get this value as n minus 1 times d. Therefore, now you can see that all the, if you are getting the summation of the relevant terms, first term with first term, second term with second term, likewise, if you perform this up to the n number of terms altogether, we are having n number of terms. Therefore, we will have the same quantity repeatedly added for n number of times. Then instead of adding, we can have this as the multiplication, since we are having n number of terms, then we can simply say this as n times this single quantity. Therefore, we can get the summation as n times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Then we can see that from the left hand side, we have added Sn with Sn. Then we got it as 2 times Sn. Therefore, we can see that the summation is given as 2 times Sn minus Sn equals n times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. But what we need to do is we need to obtain a value for Sn. Then we can divide both sides by 2. Then we will get Sn equals n divided by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Therefore, this can be taken as the summation of the first n number of terms in the arithmetic progression. Therefore, using this equation, we can get the summation of the first n number of terms in the arithmetic progression. Now we will move for an example related to the use of series of an arithmetic progression. Here the exercise is given as find the summation of the first 19 terms of the arithmetic progression when it is given as A4 or the fourth term plus A8, eighth term plus 12th term plus 16th term value equals to 224. Here, rather than giving us what is the value of A or the starting term and what is the value of the common difference, rather than giving those information, what they have provided us is, they have provided us that the summation of the 4th, 8th, 12th and the 16th term gives us the value as 224. Then what we need to do is we are asked to obtain the summation of the first 19 terms of the arithmetic progression. Therefore, so far we do not know what is the exact value for A and what is the exact value for D. But the only thing we know is these four terms gives us the summation as 224. Now we will move for obtaining an answer for this exercise. Here I will start the calculation using the equation that we have obtained for the series of an arithmetic progression. Here we are asked to find the the summation of the first 19 terms. Then if I write this equation, we will get we are getting the values for the equation. Here what we need to do is we need to get the summation of the first 19 terms. This is what we need to find out, and according to the information that they have provided for us, we know that A4 plus A8 plus A12 plus A16 is equal to 224. This is the information they have provided us, and we are asked to find out what is the value of S19. If we are having n number of terms in the arithmetic progression, we know that the summation can be obtained by the equation n divided by 2 times 2a plus n minus 1 times d. Using this equation, we are able to obtain the summation of first n number of steps. But according to the problem that they have, or the question they have asked, we know that value of n is equal to 19. Still, we do not know what is the value of a. what is the value of D. Therefore, we will keep these values as A and D without substituting any answer or any value, numeric value. We will continue the calculation using this n equals 90. Then this is the quantity that we need to find out is 19. Then it is equal, n is equal to 19 divided by 2. Then 2 times A plus n is equal to 19 minus 1 times D. Therefore, we can see that the answer we are getting here is 19 over 2. Here we are getting 2A plus 18 times D. Then if you solve it furthermore, then we can take 2 out of this. Then we will get it as A plus 90. If you solve this, then we are getting S19 is equal to 19 times A plus 90. Therefore, this is the answer we are getting, but still we do not know what is the value of A and what is the value of D. To find out the value of A and D or this term, if you know the value for the term A plus 9D, then we can substitute that value in the equation, or else we have to find out the value of A and D separately. Then we to find out the value separately or the entire value given as A plus 9D, what we can do is we can use the information provided here. It is saying that the fourth term, the summation of fourth term, eighth term, 12th term, and the 16th term of the arithmetic progression is equal to 224. But the thing we know is if it is an arithmetic progression, the nth term can be obtained as A plus n minus 1 times D. Using this equation, we know that the nth term of an arithmetic progression can be obtained as A plus n minus 1 times D. Therefore, if it is the fourth term, then we will take A plus 4 minus 1 times D. Likewise, we can take if it is T4. If n equals 4, we will get it as A plus 4 minus 1 times D, where it equals to A plus 3D. Now what we are going to do is, now we are going to write down the 4th, 8th, 12th and 16th terms using the term starting term A or the initial term or the initial value and the common difference we are taking it as D. Therefore, we can write down A4, we can write down the term A4 in a way that A4 is equal to A plus 3 times D. This is what we have written for A4. It is because this T, if it is Tn, then it is equals to A plus n minus 1 times D. N is equal to 4, then n minus 1, we will get it as 3D. Then we know that if it is 8th term, we can get it as A plus 7D since it is the 8th term. Then 12th term, we can get it as A plus 11D, then added to A16, then it is A plus 15. This is equal to 224. Now what we can do is we can solve these four brackets, and if you solve, we are adding the A term separately, then it is 4 times A added to 3D, 7D, 11D, 15D. Altogether we are getting this value as 36D. So 3 plus 7, 10 plus 11, 21 plus 15, 36. Then we will get this value as 224. What we need, what we can do is here we need to find out this A plus 9D. As soon as we see this equation, we can see that if we are taking 4 out of this quantity, then we can simply obtain A plus 9D inside the bracket. Then 4 times this quantity is equal to 224. Dividing both sides by 4 in the sense that we will get this value as A plus 9D is equal to, if you are dividing this, then we will get this as value as 56. Now we have obtained a quantity for this A plus 9D. Then we can substitute this quantity in the answer which we have partially completed. Therefore, what we can do is S19 is now equal to 19 times. Instead of A plus 9D, we can write down the value as 56. Then the multiplication of 19 into 56, we'll get the value as 1064. Therefore, this is how we are using the series of arithmetic progression to find out the solution for first n number of terms. Now we will move for the next part. It is the geometric progression. First, in the previous session and the first part of this session, we have discussed about the arithmetic progression, and now we will move for the discussion of the geometric progression. A sequence of non-zero numbers. A sequence of non-zero numbers is called a geometric progression if the ratio of successive term is constant. Therefore, we are not getting any the zero numbers inside any geometric progression. Therefore, if your series contains the value 0, then you can simply find out that it is not a geometric progression. Therefore, only the non-zero values, it may be positive, it will be positive and negative values only. The zero values cannot be included in the geometric progression. And the condition is if the successive term is constant. It is simply as if we are having the next term or the successive term by multiplying the previous term by a constant, and if this constant is again constant for or throughout the series or the sequence, we will say such progression as a geometric progression. Here if we take the first term of the progression as a, and if we are having the common ratio, when we are discussing the things related to arithmetic progression, we have defined a quantity called the common difference. In the arithmetic progression, we have added the common difference to to obtain the successive term by adding the common difference to the existing term. Therefore, now what we are doing in the geometric progression is to obtain the successive term in the geometric progression, we have to multiply the existing term by the common ratio. Here we are using the term called common ratio. Therefore, if you are having the common ratio as R and the initial term as A, then the next term can be taken as taking the multiplication of A with R, then it is equal to AR. Then this term is multiplied with again R, it is because it is the common ratio, then AR times R, that is equal to AR squared. Then AR squared multiplied with R, AR cube. Likewise, we can get the geometric progression. And here we are defining the nth term of the geometric progression. Here we can see if you are having first term, it is quite written as a times r to the power 0. It's in the sense we know that r to the power 0, 0 power of n value is equal to 1. Therefore, using that concept, what we are going to do is we are saying instead of having it as 1, we'll write it as r to the power 0. Then we will have AR1. It is written here, we'll say this as AR1, A times R, then AR squared, then it is written in the way like that. Therefore, the first term, then the second term, the third term. If you are writing fourth term, it is AR to the power 3, then we'll write it as this. Therefore, now you can see that if it is the fourth term, we are taking the third power. If it is the third term, we are taking the second power. If it is the second term, we are taking the power as 1. If it is the first term, we are taking the power as 0. Therefore, identifying the pattern here, we can say that the nth term can be taken as AR to the power n minus 1, 1 less than the term considered. Therefore, we can find out the general term of the, or we can say the general term for the arithmetic, the geometric progression. If we are having A as the first term and the R as the common ratio, then we can take the general term of this geometric progression as A times R to the power n minus 1, and The general term is denoted as Tn, and it is equal to A times R to the power n minus 1. Therefore, this is how we are defining the general term of the geometric progression. Here we will see about an example related to the geometric progression. In this example, it says that a manufacturer reckons that the value of a machine is $15,625, and it will depreciate each year by 20%, and you are asked to calculate the estimated value at the end of 5 years time period. It says that the value of the machine at the current moment, or the today's, according to this today's price, the manufacturer says that the machine value is for $15,625. Therefore, this is the initial value we are having, and he says that the price will depreciate each year by 20%, in the sense that we can see that if we are having the price as 10 in price as 100 in this year, then it will be reduces by 20%. It means that it will become 80. Therefore, the new price, if it is 100, then new price for the next year, or uh, the estimated value for the next year will be $80. If you are having 100, then it is 80. Therefore, uh, if it is 80, then again 20% of this will be depreciated. 20% of this from this value will be depreciated. Likewise, the process is going on. Therefore, if you see, this is the quantity that, or the ratio, or the percentage that we are considering as the depreciation, then the amount, or the actual value of the item would be actually the 80% of the previous value. It is quite like if you are having 100, then in the next year it has become 80. Therefore, the value, if it is the item in the first year, if it is 100, then the value for the item in second year would be 80% of that value. Therefore, now what we can see here is they have given that the initially the machine cost, or the machine values, $15,625, and what we know is the value of R, the ratio, it is 80%. 80% in the sense we can take it as 0.8. And what we need to do is we need to find out what is the value at the end of 5 years time period. We need to find out the value of A5. Then what we know that since as each year it will depreciated by 20%, it means that it will we can say, in other words, we can see that for the next year we will have the value just as the 80% of the prevailing, or the 80% of the present value. Likewise, and we can see that it is continued for all the years thereon. Then we can say this, we can see that this is quite like a geometric progression. It is because we are having the common ratio and the initial term. Then we can have this A5 is equal to A times R to the power 5 minus 1. Then we can say value of A is equal to 15,625, and the value of R is taken as 0.8. It is because this is the new value, or the ratio of the value for the next year, or the percentage of the value, then to the power 4. Then if you do this calculation, then you will get the value as $6,400. Then therefore we know that at the end of 5 years time period, we know that uh, the value for the machine will be $6,400 only. It is because for each year it will depreciated by 20% of the present value. Now we will move for the series of geometric progression. Same as previous, we can see that the series of geometric progression is the summation of the terms of the sequence. Therefore, if you are taking the partial summation of the sequence, we can say it as partial summation of the sequence of the sequence of geometric progression. Then it will become the series of geometric progression. Then we can say that the summation it is equal to Sn, the summation of the n number of terms in the geometric progression. We can write it as Sn. Therefore, the value can be now written as the first term was a, then the second term was a to the a times r, then next term was ar squared, then ar cube. Likewise, if you are taking n number of terms, since we know that the general term or the nth term can be obtained as a times r to the power n minus 1. Therefore, now using the proving technique, we can take that the summation as Sn. Therefore, what we can do is for the proof of this equation, what we can do is we are multiplying the first series. If this is our series 1, then what we are going to do is we are going to multiply the series 1 with r. Therefore, we will get it as r times Sn, and the first term multiplied with r, then it is a to the power a times r, and I will write it here a times r. It will be written here first term multiplied with r, then second term multiplied with r, ar squared will be, then ar cube. Likewise, if you are multiplying the term which is prior to this term, then we know that we will get ar in minus 1, and if you multiply the last term, then we will get it as ar to the power n. Now what we are going to do is we are getting the subtraction of the second and first equation. Then we will get this as r times Sn minus Sn is equal to, we know that if you are subtracting, we can see that these terms will be cancelled out. It is because if you are subtracting the first equation from second one, all these values will be negative and this will be positive, and they would be cancelled out, and the terms which will remain in this subtraction will be a times r to the power n and the value of a only. Therefore, this would be the quantity that we are getting from taking by taking the difference of second and first equation. Therefore, if you are taking Sn as a common term from the left hand side, we will get this as r minus 1. And if you are taking a from the right hand side, we will get this as r to the power n minus 1. Dividing both sides by r minus 1, we can get the summation of the first n terms of the geometric progression as a times r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. And we are saying that we can use this equation if we are having the value of r does not equals to 1. It is because if it is becoming r is equal to 1, we cannot say we are not going to define this geometric progression. It is if it is r is 1, suppose that if you are having the value as 2, then multiplied with 2, or this 2 multiplied with 1, again you are getting a series in this way. We can simply, rather than using this geometric progression, we can simply say that this is an arithmetic progression with common difference as 0. Therefore, we are not going to define such as with the geometric progression. And if the value of r is equal to 1, what will happen is the value at the denominator will be become 0. Therefore, this Sn becomes an indeterminate, becomes infinity. Therefore, we are not getting any finite value at this moment. Therefore, we are not going to define that we are define the geometric progressions at r equals 1. And next we have to discuss and discuss about the exercise provided. Here it is given that the series is 2 plus half plus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 32. Likewise, we are having the series and we are asked to find out the summation of the first 10 terms of the series. But prior to discuss about this example, I would like to highlight this as well. Suppose that you are having the first term as a and the second term as, if you are having the first term as a and the second term as ar, then we can take the value for r or the value for the common ratio. Then what we can do is, if we are simply taking the difference or the ratio between the second term and first term, then we can take this as AR over A, which equals to R. And if you try it with the next two terms, if it is T2 and T3, now what we know is T2 is AR, then T3 is AR square. Therefore, if we are dividing T3 by T2, then we'll get this as AR square divided by AR. Again, we are getting the value for R. Therefore, the common ratio can be taken by uh, taking the ratio between two terms. Always the latter terms becomes the numerator and the existing terms becomes the denominator of this quotient. Therefore, what we have to do is in here, first we need to know, if you are going to find out the summation of n terms or first 10 terms, then we know that value of n is equal to 10. In this equation, we need these values. What is the value for a, what is the value for r, and what is the value for n. Okay, now we will move for this example. And here the example is given as, we are asked to find out the uh, summation. The series is given as 2 plus half plus 1 over 8 plus 1 over 32. In this way, we are having the series, and what we need to do is, we are asked to find out the summation of first 10 terms. Since we are asked to find out the summation of first 10 terms, then we know that the value of n is equal to 10, since there are 10 terms, and this is the initial value or the starting value of the series. Therefore, we will get the value of a is equal to 2, and we need to find out the value of r as well. It is because we know that if it is Sn, then Sn can be taken as a times r to the power n minus 1 divided by r minus 1. Now we are having the value for n, value for a, but still we do not know what is the value for r. To get the value for r, we can take the ratio between the second and first term. Therefore, we know that T2 or the second term is half, T1 is equal to 2. Therefore, if you are taking the ratio between T2 and T1, it is half divided by 2. We know that the value is 1/4, which equals to the common ratio. It is because we have identified that T2 over T1 gives the common ratio. According to the theory, we have identified this. Therefore, according to the provided information or the provided example, now we have identified that the value of R is equal to 1/4. Now we can have the substitution. Here we need to find out the value of S10. Value of A is equal to 2, and we know that the value of R is equal to 1/4, and value of N is equal to 10. Then minus 1 is there, divided by 1/4 minus 1. Here this is the quantity that we need to find out the value. Once we find out the value, then we will get the value as 2 point. Here we will get this as 2.666. Here it is S10. Here we will get this value as 2.66 or 67. We can, therefore we can say it as 2.67. Here we are not going to say it in the fractions. It is because we have done since we are having the value as somewhat the power is higher value, therefore we can get the answer in the decimal values. If you need, you can just have it as the decimal value if you as a fraction value if you wish, but here I have taken the answer in the decimal form. Now we will move for the discussion of the some miscellaneous sequences. Here, if you are taking the summation, actually, if you are making the sequence from the sequence of n natural numbers, first n natural numbers, if you are making the series from the first n number of natural numbers, then we can take the summation for that as summation. If we are having the natural number as r, then we can take the summation where r goes from 1 to n. We can take the summation as n times n plus 1 divided by 2. Now we will see how we can get this equation just by the proof of this equation. Here it is given as the summation of first n natural numbers. Then what we have to do is, if we are here, we need to find out the summation of first n number of natural numbers. If you are taking this natural number as r, if you let this as r, then we need to take the summation that r goes from 1 to n. What is the value of r? Therefore, but if you are first write down the natural numbers, we can write them as 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, we can have the numbers up to n since we are taking it for the summation up to n. Therefore, what we can do is, instead of this, what I can do is I can say this as a series. It is Sn. Then I can write down this series in the way that it is going from the summation is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. Likewise, we will have here, if we are going to n minus 2, then plus n minus 1 plus n. This is the series that we are taken or we can obtain for the summation of first n number of natural numbers. Now we need to find out an equation which gives the summation rather than adding these numbers. It would be easy for us if we are having an equation. Therefore, what we are going to do is here we are going to use this the reverse writing method. Then we can say it as we can write down the same series. Now the first term comes, the last term comes the first, and first term goes the last. Therefore, starting from n, we can write it as n plus. Then next term would be n minus 1. Then third would be n minus 2. Then n minus 3. Likewise, we are having the values. Then the last term is 1. The one before last is 2. The two before last is 3. Therefore, likewise, we are getting the summation or this we have written out the series in this way. Now what we are going to do is we are having the same series in two ways. Therefore, now we are adding. If you are naming this as the first series, and if you are naming this as the second series, what the second series is actually generated from writing down the first series in the reverse order. Therefore, if you add the first and the second series, what we can get is, here it is 2 times Sn, 2 times Sn. Now we'll get the summation of the first two terms. It is n plus 1 added to here 2 plus n minus 1. Again, we'll get this value as n plus 1. Then n minus 2 plus 3. Again, it is n plus 1. Then this form we can get here also it is n plus 1, another n plus 1, and here also it is n plus 1. But what we know is if you are counting it for the first n number of natural numbers, then we know that if you are considering this series, here we can see that there are n number of terms. Since we have added these n number of terms in this series also, we will have n number of terms here. Therefore, what we can do is here we are having 2 times Sn, 2 times Sn, and we can see that the same term has repeated for n number of times. Therefore, we can take it as equal to n times n plus 1. Therefore, we can take it as the n times n plus 1. And since we need to obtain an answer for Sn, here we have defined Sn equals this quantity. Therefore, we can take the value of Sn equals to n divided by 2 times n plus 1. Therefore, when it is asked to get the summation of first n number of natural numbers, then we can get the summation by using this equation where Sn equals to n divided by 2 times n plus 1. And the next series that we are considering here is the summation of the square term of the first n number of natural numbers. Here we can use the difference method for obtaining this equation. Here what we are going to do is we are going to find out the summation of squares of first n natural numbers. Here this is what we need to do is we are having the term as here actually if you are having the square term of natural number, if you are taking r as a natural number, here we need to take the term as r squared, and what we need to do is we need to take the summation of the first n terms. It is r going from 1 to n. We need to take the value of r squared, and this is supposed to be the value that we are taking for Sn. To obtain this Sn, what we are going to do is first we will consider we will use this consider the difference of the cubes. Here what we are taking is we are going to consider the difference of r plus 1 to the power 3 and r to the power 3. Using this quantity, what we are going to do is we are going to obtain an answer for summation of r square. Therefore, using this way, what we can do is here first we'll try to, without thinking about obtaining an answer for r square, we will start our calculation from taking the difference of the cubes of r plus 1 and r. Then we can take this value as r plus 1 to the power 3 minus r cube. Then if you solve this, you will get it as the solution solving the third power of r plus 1. Here we will get it as r to the power 3, then 3 times r squared plus 3 times r plus 1 is here, then minus r cube is considered. Therefore we will get the summation as 3 times r squared plus 3 times r plus 1, and in the left hand side we will get this as r plus 1 to the power 3 minus r to the power 3. This is what we are having, and now what we need to do is we need to take the we need to construct this summation. Here it says that r is going from 1 to n. Therefore now what we are going to do is we will substitute r equals 1 here. If you substitute r equals 1, r plus 1 is here and its third power has to be taken, then r plus 1 it is 2 to the power 3. We are not going to solve this furthermore, we are keeping it as a power to make the calculation easy. Then we are substituting r equals 1, then it is 1 to the power 3. Here we will get 3 times r to the power 2, it is 1 to the power 2 is taken, then 3 times 1 plus 1. Then we will substitute r equals 2, then we'll get it as 2 plus 1, 3 to the power 3 minus r equals 2, 2 to the power 3 equals 3 times. Here we are getting r equals 2, 2 to the power 2, 3 times 2 plus. If you are taking another one, it is r equals 3, then we are getting 4 to the power 3 minus 3 to the power 3 equals 3 times 3 squared plus 3 to 3 times 3 plus. Likewise, if you continue the calculation up to we are getting r equals n minus 1. Here we are getting, if it is n minus 1 plus 1 to the power 3, then we are getting n to the power 3 here, and n minus 1 to the power 3. Then 3 times n minus 1 to the power 3 is taken here. Then we are taking 3 times n minus 1 and plus 1, and we are taking r equals n. Then we are getting n plus 1 to the power 3 minus n to the power 3. Then here we are getting 3 times n cubed plus 3 times n plus 1. Now what we are going to do is we are going to here what we have done is we have find out an equation which is equivalent to this difference of cubes, and then what we have find out was this quantity, and now we are going to add this quantity. We are going to add this quantity. If you are adding the equations that we have obtained here we can see that there are some equations, there are some terms which can be cancelled out. 2 to the power 3 with minus 2 to the power 3 can be cancelled out. Here this way we can cancel out. Then 3 to the power 3, it is again cancel out. Likewise, all these terms will be cancelled out, and we can see that only remaining terms as n plus 1 to the power 3 and minus 1 to the power 3.